filmed live in LG 106's Heritage Late Night. Tonight's guest, Assistant Technical Director Emily LaRussa. And here's your host, the teacher who still eats top ramen like a broke college student, Mr. G.
All right, good evening, Patriots. I'm your host, Mr. G, and welcome to another episode of Heritage Late Night. Thank you. Now that everyone's settled into their classes and the period of trying to make good impressions is over, what's next? Well, normally, when people don't know what to do, they find something to get mad about. And the student body has done just that. In case you haven't heard, an email was sent out from the school informing students and parents that is against school policies for students to sit in their cars before school and during lunch. I know it's total travesty, right? Now, naturally, students are not happy with the situation. Students who want to sit with their friends in the morning must now find a cafeteria table. All this after talking big about not getting out of the car when the campus supervisors catch them. But then they get out of their car faster than the death of TikTok memes. Period. So while most students are complying, it's not stopping many of them from ranting on Twitter, or the tweeter as I like to call it, then forgetting what made them so mad in the first place in about a week. But anyhow, here's kids voluntarily not sitting in their cars in the morning. Here's some senior sunrise highlights. Take it away. Our first guest tonight is the Assistant Technical Director for Rising Stars. She's a senior. She's a part of the class of 2020. Let's give a nice warm welcome to Emily LaRussa. Hey, come on in. Have a seat. Thanks for being on the show. So, ATD. That's a pretty big title, it sounds like. I know nothing about it. So, tell us what the ATD does for Rising Stars.
ATD is Assistant Technical Director, and Mrs. Pajati is our Technical Director here. So that basically means I am her assistant. I do and say what she tells me to do and say. Okay. And we have individual crew heads for our mini crews. Mm-hmm. And the crew heads will come to me and ask questions or clarify things if they have a problem. And I'll do my best to answer. If I can't, I take it to Ms. Pajati. So I communicate in between. Okay. Is it safe to say that when Miss Pajati's not around, you're kind of like the big fish, you're kind of like the big deal? Yeah, well, for crew, along with Mr. Fallis and Miss Vance. Okay, not counting them. Let's assume they're in the back, they're dealing with their stuff. Like, you would be the, like, person in charge. I guess you could say. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, nice. So, this year's fall play is kind of a big deal because it's a big secret, and I don't get it. So, why is it such a big secret? Why aren't we allowed to know? They're not saying what it is. What's the deal? Okay, it's a huge secret because if we talk about it or explain the play or even say the name of the play, then kids can look it up, and it's just going to ruin the entire thing because it's supposed to get you, you know? And it won't be anything fun if you already know what it is.
Won't be the same. So
Won't
it's
be
like
the
the ultimate don't want to spoiler play.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that. So you seem to be really into Rising Stars. Obviously, you've been doing it for a while. What got you into wanting to be part of Rising Stars and doing theater?
I have always loved theater because a lot of my family is involved with theater. One of my cousins is a talk show host. Another one works at Netflix and Universal, and then another one works at Disney as a princess.
Cool.
And so I've known that I've wanted to do theater, and coming here, we actually chose Brentwood and Heritage to move here when we were deciding on where to move because of the theater program here. So I knew I was going to do that. And going into freshman year, I was too afraid to try out for the play. But I did end up doing costume for Big Fish that year, which was our musical, and I kind of fell in love with crew. I realized what everyone was doing backstage, and I was like, wow, like, these kids are awesome. They're like what make these plays and musicals happen.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to spend all of my time here, and I found the position that allows you to spend all of your time here, and that's what I am now.
Cool. Have you ever thought, or have you ever been like on a cast position, or has it always been behind the scenes?
I had taken Theater 1, Theater 2, and Theater 3 of his classes, but other than that, no.
Okay. Well, maybe you can try out for the music. I don't know. Would you try out at all?
I wouldn't.
No,
I'm
you
too
just
in
want to
love
stick with
crew.
the technical. Okay, that's cool. Everyone's got their, their niche, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the funny of all the years you've been here? What would you say is like the funniest moment or story you could think of from your vast experiences?
Okay,
here?
it would be during the musical Aida, which was my sophomore year. Christopher Wheeler was one of the main characters in that musical, and I went into the boys' dressing room during strike to make sure everyone was cleaning up everything they were supposed to be. And I walk in there, and Christopher says, "Emily, come here." And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I noticed there's a sign on the boys' bathroom door, and it says, "Crew Therapy Sessions." And I was like, "This is interesting, Chris." So I walk in there, and he has a seat across from the toilet, and he sits down on that seat and points to the toilet and says, "Emily, take a seat. Let's talk about your feelings." And I was like, I'm not going to sit on that toilet.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would not do that. Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of fun in Rising Stars. So I would normally say good luck, but I'm going to say, as usual, break a leg with the play and the
Thank
musical
you.
as well this spring. So check out the play. It's going to be in October. And let's give Emily a round of applause. That's it for HOA. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.